Top Gun Podcast. I'm Cameron.
I'm Justin.
I'm Anthony.
Jack here.
And I'm Seth.
It's your birthday! Birthday boy.
Point for birthday.
Weren't the five of us together last episode? Weren't the five of us together for the Carrie episode? No, Seb wasn't there.
No, we had a guest star. We had a guest star.
We had a guest
She was
star.
good. She was good.
She was amazing. Don't know if this will be the first time the five of us together because we have an episode that we're recording between this because we're pre-recording for the 21st. No, for the 20th because Anthony, Justin, and I will all be on set for Split by Pond. So that's super exciting. But that being said, how's everyone doing today?
Good. I was at the beach and then it started raining, so not good actually.
Oh, so not yeah. The opposite.
It's you go back to the beach after this. Get your tan on.
No, I think I'm gonna play Elden Ring after this.
Ooh, yeah. I'm feeling real good, Cameron, because I just saw Red, White, and Royal.
No, we're not done yet. We're not getting there yet. We need.
I want to mention the movie in the first 20 minutes of the filming podcastiness.
That's valid. We do have some red, white, and royal blueness. Funny enough, we're not doing this as the July 4th episode, which is really funny. But
screw that.
It's so entertaining. But yeah, I mean, it is close to the end of June. We're having some fun. And I guess you have kind of forced my hand here, Justin. We're going to talk about Red, White, and Royal Blue. Justin, go ahead. Tell us what this movie's about.
Gay. So, Red, White, and Blue, Royal Blue. Red, White, and Royal Blue is about what happens. Did we put that funny? That's good. What happens when
I'm gonna be myself.
The president and the royal prince meet each other on not such great terms initially, but in being forced to spend time together, grow a little closer, if you know what I mean. And that's basically like the whole movie right there. So okay, Cameron still
you do get the fun subplot of him, masterminding a
it's
campaign.
layered like the cake at the beginning.
Well, that cake was $75 or something.
Help! I'm falling.
And he can't get up.
Chair.
We could send the prince for you. Prince Henry, come pick you up.
Cameron, you're gonna have to get up because you're gonna have to give someone a point.
Who am I giving a point to?
I'm gonna let you choose, but you should choose correctly.
I'll give it to Justin for being funny.
Yes! Yeah!
I mean, I got rain down at the beach, but sure, let's give it to Justin.
Jack, you know what? I'll give you a sympathy point. Fine.
Let's go.
All right.
Wait, but I feel sympathy for
Justin,
Jack.
you already got 2
So
points.
can I get a
2
second
points
point
today? You got 2 points today.
I'm fired up.
Yeah, but on a different podcast.
I'm fired up.
We for those who we also filmed Elio right before this, so this is a double header of the century. Two films of
two similar films from what I gathered.
Caliber.
Is it two similar films, Jack? Is it?
If you think about their story structure, they are very similar.
I'm not.
And then they have a beginning, middle, and end.
Yeah.
Is that that's the similarity there? Cool. Love that.
One's live action, one's animated. One's a potato. One's
the lead in this movie, Alex, calls himself very animated, or maybe Henry calls him that. In the first minute of the film, Alex is called animated. So
I have some thoughts about some of the writing in this film, but we'll get to that.
We'll get to that.
I jotted down my favorite, possibly least favorite line. I'm not sure if it's my favorite or least favorite, but it's a good one.
I wrote down some good lines. I'm very excited to hear.
I'm hopefully. I mean, you must have written this one down because, I mean, just whoever wrote that one, it's just real stellar stuff.
I am hoping that we wrote down the same thing. I think it's totally possible.
I think I know you, and I think that you did, and I'm excited to get that.
This isn't in fact just like milquetoast rom-com filmmaking at its finest.
Yeah,
like it is the middle of the road of a film.
Hard
Like
to
it is just
call
a regular
rom-com when it
rom-com.
wasn't
Also
funny.
super off on the film. Wait, what'd you say, Zach?
Sorry.
Jack said hard to
I'm just
follow
tossing
rom-com
shade.
if it's not funny. I think
Is it hard
let's-
to follow? I just think it's
No, not hard to
so
follow.
clear what's about to happen.
It's overly clear what's going to happen. I said it's not really a rom-com because it's not funny. That was my little joke that I threw in.
Okay, now that we've said it 3 times, Cameron
Yeah,
laughs. So that's rule of 3 in action.
Yeah, it's done. It's done. I don't think Cam heard it. I think he just got it.
I didn't hear the second time or the first time.
So Cameron, in a broad sense, and I would love, and I hope you take this well. I want Jack to go last on this.
I'll go last
because I feel like you'll bring the thunder here. Cameron, what did you, in a broad sense, think of this little movie? Let's go through the 5 and then we'll do spoiler section.
It's gonna be the fun of it.
Talk on blast about the film.
It's fine. I don't know what else you want from me. It's fine. Like I don't have like anything overly negative to say, but I also can't be like, man, this is the best movie of the year. It's not the worst. I've seen some really bad movies this year, but it's not the best movie of the year.
Shout out Ash. That movie was awful. Almost left.
That's not even the movie I'm talking about, but okay. That is one of them.
It's bad. It's bad.
Minecraft was not a good movie. It is not the worst movie of the year. It is a movie that got money for some reason.
Did it come out this year? Came out in 2023.
That is correct.
Based on the 2019 novel, and the movie actually went into production in 2019. So they really read that.
They were ready.
They
wow.
said print it.
Yeah.
They said print it.
Which, like, fine, it will work. It has the gay, and it's cute, right?
Cameron,
like, they're cute.
You can't say that on
they're
a podcast.
Cute.
You can't.
They're cute. What do you want? Like, they're cute. Like, it's but like, am I gonna be here and be like, man, I want to see this movie over and over again? No. The writing, I didn't read the book, but the first note that I got before hearing this, like watching the movie, was, man, it's worse. It's bad. It's worse than the book. The book is actually kind of good, and the writing in this is not great. And I don't disagree. Yeah, just in general, it's just like so milquetoast. And also some of these effects are just like bad. Like you can tell they shot like 90% of this on a studio behind the green screen. They most likely used the same green screen. And sometimes it would have been cheaper. Like at
you could always tell. Any newscast has that.
I won't spoil it too much. At the very end, they're behind a wall when they're celebrating things.
Do you mean
I need to be super vague about this because we're not in the spoiler section. They're celebrating things at the end of the movie, and they all stand. The whole family stands together. And
more than
that would have been cheaper to just build a regular campaign wall, but no, they made it a green screen, and you can tell
they didn't have the time for that. They needed to print money.
Feels like this is the same. Like if any of you saw A Disaster Artist, it's that meme when they're like, "Why are we not just shooting outside?" It's because it's a professional movie. And I'm like, but why? Why don't you just shoot normal movie with normal props?
So you love
green screen don't make good.
Like your general thought is, I want to marry this.
You can tell, viewer, that it is green screened.
So you
look
at
it properly, Cameron. That's why it's doo-doos. They didn't light it properly.
And so, like, the acting is just meh. The writing is not great. The camera is it's fine.
So what did you like about it? While we got you here, what did you like about it?
Like, I thought the acting was cute. I thought the acting was fine.
Okay, there we go.
Like the acting was like, it was
specifically like, the two leads, or
the two leads. Okay. I thought their chemistry was pretty good.
Okay,
I liked their chemistry. I thought it fit. I could believe it. And there were some quippy one-liners that were pretty adorable. That were pretty funny.
I can definitely believe it because the first time I saw them on screen together, I was like, oh, they're gonna bang. And I didn't know anything about the movie, so yeah. They're really bad.
It's actually
yeah,
Cameron who let me know ahead of time. So
See, I knew nothing about the film, but right away I was like, oh, they're banging for sure.
I'm gonna
What the
pass
hell
the
you
buck
know?
over to Seb since he was the one that pushed this idea to me to put this on the
push
podcast list.
push this film onto us. Go on, Seb. Why you get the
Yeah. The thing is, I feel like I'm the reason we're doing this, but someone asked me and you to put it as a movie for the pod. I'm not sure who it was.
What?
What?
No, this is the order of events that happened.
Yeah, and I'm
This
not
is,
sure
I
who it
believe-
was, but
You came to me and said your girlfriend, as in me,
did
my
you not get the
girlfriend.
rest of the stuff I said before?
Nope.
Seb, you gotta do something about your connection. You are very delayed.
I'm gonna pass the buck to Anthony while Seb gets his connection to work.
All right. The movie felt not very Rami or comedy.
I can hear you the whole time.
Like rom-coms has to have like at least
One
good
rom and
jokes,
two com.
and then when the romance portion happens, like I want it to be cinematic as fuck. Like there
We
was
have
the,
a
there was
fact-
no
officially
cinematic
passed the
shots,
PG rating
like,
for the
the
episode.
editing was okay. The effects were doo-doo, like doo-doo.
Bad.
Honestly, Anthony, I'm giving you a point for do.
It was
That's
bad.
solid.
Like
Like
the green screen was
wording
not lit
is iconic.
properly, so that also has to do with the why it wasn't edited properly, or it just felt rushed. Like the editing felt very rushed, and the pacing also like felt rushed too, as well as super predictable. But also rom-coms are predictable, so I'm not gonna like make that be a negative point because like in my opinion, like rom-coms are predictable. Like it's a rom-com.
Yeah, they're formulaic. You kind of know where you're going. It's
Yeah,
but they're funny at least.
yeah.
I could have done with a couple jokes.
Like Fall
The
Guy.
jokes were in the form of
Fantastic
slapstick.
rom-com. Great editing, great effects, great jokes.
Yeah,
I just put on the spoiler ticker. Oopsie whoopie.
I didn't even get my thoughts yet.
All right.
Nor
That
did
being
Jack.
said,
The acting and chemistry was good. I'll agree with both Jack and Cameron. Like,
I wouldn't say the
cute.
acting was good. The chemistry was there.
the chemistry's there. You could tell. Justin, your thoughts?
Okay, so here are some of my first notes that I wrote down. First one I wrote down was oof. Second one was there's some really weird cuts at the beginning. Like just very, very strange editing, which didn't end up being like a thing for the rest of the movie. Then I wrote down Hallmark vibes. Then I wrote down, does this
I wrote
really
down
look
Hallmark
like a
vibes.
70s? Huh?
I wrote down Hallmark vibes.
Yeah.
That's my
Brain.
guy.
I wrote down, does this really look like a $70,000 cake? I wrote down a few more things, but
Yeah, they had no piping. It was just a white cake that was just tiered. There was no fancy stuff on it.
I wrote down, why is everyone so mean? I don't know. I hope everyone here fails. Concept doesn't make any sense.
We
I
are
wrote down a lot of
having-
things. Anyway, I'm gonna jump to my final notes,
Yes.
and my final note was, yay, yay, yay! I hated the first like 15 minutes of this movie, but
That's
then they
it?
were
Only
kind of
15?
cute, and I'm like, I could enjoy this. Like, it's silly, it's it's whatever, but like, I'm enjoying the chemistry enough that I'll just focus my brain in. I have a lot more to say in terms of what I liked and disliked, but I rode the chemistry wave, and I'm like, sometimes you get an amazing Spider-Man 2, and the chemistry is all you need to help you survive the movie. That's for the superhero fans of the audience. But I came out of the movie not hating it. There was a point where I'm like, oh my god, there's another 40 minutes left. I thought we were gonna wrap up.
I almost
soon.
turned it off. I was like, I can't do another 40. I can't do another.
But
I agree.
I regret it. But I made it.
I think I was like, oh, this movie's almost over, and then I looked on the time, and I was like, oh, we have another 30 minutes left of this.
It's insane.
Oh,
The pacing was so bad.
All right,
And they
Jack,
focused.
you're
A lot
dying
of
to
time
talk. Let's
on
have you
some
talk.
stuff, and then they rushed past other stuff that like was actually the things that could have maybe been interesting were just blown right by, and the things they actually spent time on were unwatchable. But anyway, is it my turn?
I'll just make
Since-
a quick note of like I like stuff about having to wanting to be able to come out with all this kind of stuff on your own terms and and forbidden love and blah blah blah. But yeah, Jack, take it away.
So, yeah, I'll give you that. Like, so the messaging at the end was good. What they did to get there was not. So again, first note says, "Oh, how the mighty have fallen." Uma Thurman, Uma. Who decided?
I
that
did
she
not
was
recognize her.
Texas
I did not recognize her in
because-
this movie.
My God, it was unbearable. Never do a Texas accent again, Uma. Please and thank you. The music was actually pretty good, and for me was basically the only thing about the movie that I did like. The music throughout, I thought I was bopping to it, so that was good. The pacing was unbearable. The movie did not need to be 2 hours long. Hallmark movie vibes through and through, and that's the acting and the way it's shot. Like when you see a Hallmark movie, and that has to do with the lighting, it looks like a Hallmark movie. You're like, oh boy. And I mean, it makes sense. It's straight to TV. It didn't go, it's a straight to TV movie. So you get what you get. That's a spoiler. Skip that. Let's see. Yeah, just like the artistic direction they went in, which kind of touches on like the Hallmark thing, like the New Year's Eve party that was supposed to be like a president's son's New Year's Eve party looked like something that like high schoolers could have in their basement. Like the set design was just, it looks like they did it in like 30 minutes, and then they're like, all right, shoot it. So I mean, the set design and the artistic direction of the film was not good. I have a tough time empathizing with the super rich to begin with. So as a premise, I don't care about these characters and their problems, because are they really problems? Figure it out.
I don't know if I agree with that statement, Jack.
Well, that's an individual thing.
similar-
That's just an individual thing. I don't empathize with the super rich, and
I
never.
I
I
agree
under-
with
see,
you
you're
on
not
that
gonna make
level. Most of their issues come from like fairly normal, like most people don't have to live up to a family legacy, for instance. But in terms of queer people needing to hide identity, like that is still the core of what's going on there, and that's a fairly normal everyday thing that's then just pushed to extremes due to their situation in this movie.
Also, I would say neither of them were both of them were forced into their positions, right? Neither of them wanted this, which I also empathize with.
But
They seem-
Like, neither
we cut off Jack a bit. You wanna?
They seem to be doing fine, to be honest. Yeah, I get the whole thing about not being able to come out on your own terms. That sucks. But I don't know. Again, that's just a personal thing. That's just a personal thing, and you're probably not going to sway me on it, so we'll just blast right past it. What was this? I guess, what was the film trying to say? What were we trying to say here?
Love is love is love is love is love. I don't know.
Love
That
is
was
love.
Okay. Love is love, and yeah,
and love is it's a very love is worth fighting for, no matter what the hardship kind of film. And I think it's simple in that sense, but I don't think there's anything wrong
I'll
with that.
accept that. I'll accept that
Yeah.
as an answer. If I was grading a test, you'd get a check.
Check.
The
Singular check.
the tone of the film. Pick a lane here. Are we trying to be funny? Are we trying to be serious? It wasn't funny enough to be funny, and it wasn't serious enough to be
They're going
serious.
for lighthearted in a very broad way.
We'll call it whimsical, and we'll just blast right past it as well. The writing. Can I say my line? It's I wouldn't.
Why don't we
say-
turn on spoilers for this? We'll turn on the spoilers.
Yeah,
It's not even.
Go on.
I can blast past it. All right. So the writing.
No.
I mean, the writing is insane in this film. But my favorite line was, and I'm quoting here: "I can't have this smut filling up my inbox, corrupting my mind, and bulging my pants." End quote.
That was an
I didn't write
iconic
that line
line.
down, but every single time later in the movie where the emails are relevant for a reason, that's the one I keep thinking of. I'm like, people
How
are.
could you not? How could you not?
No.
It has staying power. And then finally, and this is a good seg to that, these are two 20-somethings. Why are they emailing each other? This movie
Yeah,
was
why-
2020.
They were
Well, I
texting
mean,
each other earlier.
Is
in
this
the
like
film.
Hillary
So I think
Benghazi
you
with
were
her
just like,
emails?
wow,
What's
this
going
is so
on here?
formal and romantic. Because
Also,
we're in a
how do you get
forbidden love
MSNBC involved?
Oh, well, I actually skipped that one, but I hate Joy Reid with a passion. I think she's a race baiter and a terrible human being. And the fact that she was in this film, I really almost turned it off then and there. But again, I plowed through it for the pod. Proud of
Joy Reid's in
myself.
there
Proud of myself.
twice.
No, Joy Reid's on there
Yeah.
once, and Rachel Maddow's on there once. Rachel's
More than
fine.
once.
Rachel's whatever. I'm fine with it. Joy Reid is actually a terrible person, but
Well,
whatever.
okay. We'll talk
That's why
about
she got fired.
politics
So,
off the air.
dang.
I just like, how can they get MSNBC to do this? I feel
Because
like
it
too much
totally
of their
fits
budget was
the
spent on that.
theme of MSNBC. What are you talking about? That's like the message that we just spoke of. Is they love that message. That's like right in their wheelhouse.
I guess.
It's
It's just
political,
like
but it's pro queer and it's pro coming out on your own terms and all that stuff. That is MSNBC. What are we talking about here? Of course they got MSNBC. Anyway, those are my 2 cents.
I thought they were worth even more than 2 cents. Personally, I thought it was a good time. Cam, you want to throw up that spoiler thing? And we could just say
I already did.
whatever.
It's up,
we,
it's
we can
up.
say whatever
But
we
the bulge
want.
comment.
now.
The bulge comment deserved a spoiler. The guy packs a hammer, mind you,
Yeah, it does.
like a baby leg.
I gotta rate this R. This episode.
Well, I mean, in the movie they show just straight on missionary with thrusting, so I assumed we were already going to be rated R here.
No, they don't. I don't think even the movie's rated R.
I think it's PG-13.
Maybe not, but I'd never seen guy on guy missionary thrusting before, so that is actually revolutionary. I think they might be the first people to ever do that in a film that you can put on Amazon Prime. So kudos to them for that. You got to give credit where credit's due. They went for it.
It was an
They went
interesting
for it.
sequence.
I'd never
actually.
seen that before in a movie.
I was taking notes
What
there.
did this
but not for that
conversation
reason.
get to? What?
This was in the movie.
No, well, to that point, I thought that was a really interesting / weird sequence in how like the day that they meet, not the day they meet, the day that they realize that they both have feelings for each other, they go straight for the sexual stuff, like
Yeah.
very immediately, and it's like, yeah, there's no big
Oh, they're
deal,
both
whatever.
repressed and you know it. They're both
And-
repressed and you know it.
Not related to what I'm saying. Anyway,
No, they're like, they both knew it and they just want to go.
oh, well, you're saying before then. I thought you meant in
Correct.
that moment, and I'm like, what?
No.
but yes,
no.
I-
They're letting it free in that moment.
Pent
That's
up,
what this
pent
is.
up
But
sexual
point-
energy.
okay,
needed
and
needed an
Jack, you
escape.
get it. Thank you. Jack, you got it. Thank you.
End of that thought is
All right.
the
We gotta blur
moment-
that out.
the moment.
Edit that out. Edit that out.
When was that? What market was that?
Okay,
Just,
So-
Anthony, you have to watch this whole thing and cut out, like, so much of this.
No, leave it. Let the boy
I'm
watch.
joking.
know-
Blur that section when he does that.
okay.
Okay.
Now can I finish my sentence, please? Because it's so. Anyway, all I was saying was I thought it was a really interesting sequence because the day that they find out that they have these feelings for each other, they jump straight to the sexual stuff, and it's no big deal, and it's whatever. But the moment that they do something slightly different sexually in the sequence that Jack was just referring to, then that's when they play the romantic music and everything's scary and intense, and I'm like, is this that different, guys? I don't know. Like, I know in the hetero lens that kind of similar, the equivalent kind of intimacy is treated with like, oh, this is the thing. I don't think in this case it's quite the the same, like, oh, we're doing the ultimate, oh my gosh, this is poof. this is making love, but the other thing is not. It's like it's I don't know, just a very bizarre lens that they had on things, and it was trying to text us.
Yeah.
I think also part of what makes this film so hard to like empathize with is that their chemistry is
I do that all
their
the time. Keep going.
their chemistry is good, but their acting can be so whiny.
Yeah,
And I'm just like, all right, guys, we get it.
but that was also, I think, what the character was supposed to be like. I feel like the character was written to be whiny, and that's why
Yeah.
the acting
There
is whiny.
there
Well,
are
that's what
some
made
there
the first like 15 minutes of the movie kind of unbearable, because it's once they start getting along, like it's kind of, you know, it'll have its cute moments, but when they don't like each other and they're just
also
every
they don't like
character in
each
the
other for
movie
the
is mean. Every
stupidest
character in the movie is
reason.
just not fun to be around. I was very concerned about having to watch the entire movie until they started getting along, and I'm like, okay, now I can at least root for something. Like when they
They
hated
don't like
other,
each
I'm
other
like,
for the
screw this.
stupidest
I hate both of
reason.
them.
They don't like each other for the stupidest reason. It's so annoying.
No one
So one
accuses
person
people of being
badmouth the
smart.
other in a conference. I'm like, I don't care. This is a non-issue.
Yeah. Now that we're in the spoiler section, one of the things that I thought, like when I was mentioning the pacing and how they focused on some things a lot and then other things a little bit, they a big subplot of this movie is that he takes over his mom's presidential campaign. He's the 20-year-old kid takes over his mom's presidential campaign in Texas and manages to flip Texas blue.
I think
and like
Awesome.
within 3 minutes, he walks into that place and he's like, "We're going to do this." No more than 4 minutes later in this film, they've registered 2 million voters. I was like, "What? Yesterday?"
It was
No,
except for
time
the
has
end.
passed.
Time passed. It was like months.
Time has
and months and
passed.
months.
Well, they did a poor job of editing because
No, that was pretty. But that
Um,
was when they were having the emails. Those emails weren't
Yeah.
happening every single day. Like they weren't
No.
happening. Like
why
those-
were
all
they
those emails-
emailing?
because the people writing the movie wanted it to be like romantic letters in the mail, but they were like, "Oh, but we're too forward in the future."
22-year-olds don't email. They send
They were texting
Snapchat.
earlier in the movie. I
Yeah,
want
that's
so
true.
the emails are more fanciful than texts. So
You
we're
know
gonna
why
roll
they
with
have to
that.
email? So their emails get hacked later.
And yeah,
That's the
and
reason why they
for-
use the
for
email.
plot
So the emails
function.
Like,
can
hey,
get
we
hacked.
could use this Signal app, which is encrypted and no one will be able to see, or we could just throw this over Gmail.
I mean,
I think the fact that he
What are
takes
we
over
doing? And
Texas,
then, like, I have to empathize with these people, and I'm just
the fact that he takes over the Texas strategy, I don't find that over the top, only because it feels like a thing to do to give the kid that like feels so idealistic, because they give him like no money, and they all think he's not going to do it anyway. That's kind of the point. It's like, fine, you want to like show me, prove me wrong.
yeah.
And that's what I think
It's
it's
just
like.
not realistic.
Is
It's
it?
I don't know if we're going for
it's just
realistic.
the argument they have though. Is
This
vaguely
movie is
realistic or idealistic?
realistic. Who is having a Christmas party in the White House lawn with just random people, including the prince, one of the princes of England?
I mean, Prince has still got a bang.
Mm-hmm.
The prince has got a bang, but you don't think they would know? And you're
Terrence, like-
telling me that no one would notice the prince being at this party?
Yeah, that's a good point. It's a good point. This is just
This
another plot
movie
hole.
isn't
Got
realistic.
to add it to the list.
Ding.
Wait, how about the
Already in
polo match?
karaoke, like no
How
one
about the
noticed
polo
that
match
he was in
where he's just like
Texas doing
watching him
karaoke.
playing polo and just getting himself all rizzed up,
And
and then
the
they
cut
just
back
go
and
at
forth.
it in the shed.
This is the second sexually explicit hand movement that you've done in this episode.
That one was
Jack.
way better than the first one. I got to
It
do
was
something
way
with my
better.
hands.
Did you? Did you?
Oh, brother.
I don't know.
I feel like we have so many clips from this episode at this point. It's gonna be pretty terrible.
Terrible. I thought you were looking for clips. Clips are good.
Oh, I am, but like, Jack, that is going on the internet again.
Yeah. I've seen worse stuff on the internet. Trust me. Should have seen the video I watched last night. But you can edit that out.
No,
Oh, that one stays great.
So I really like the character Nora. For the first like
Great.
half hour of
She's
the movie,
amazing.
she was in like
Is Nora
the
the
first scene, and then
like
she was gone for like a half
brunette?
hour, and I kept thinking to myself,
Chief of
"Where's
staff, yeah.
Nora?"
she's the staff? Yeah, I remember her.
She's
Oh,
pretty
No,
no,
cool.
no, that's Zara. No, right? No, Nora's
Oh no,
the
She goes to the
granddaughter
party.
of the
the
vice
Oh,
security
president.
she's
guard.
the vice
You're,
president.
I think you're thinking of Zara.
Yeah, the lady
Oh.
who
Was it
busts
Zara?
in on them.
Yeah, but
That's
Yeah,
So Nora's
I
the
like her
security
too.
guard,
She's
right?
fun.
no, that's
No, Nora's like the
no.
vice president's daughter or something.
Granddaughter.
Granddaughter. Yeah,
that,
the vice
yeah.
president's granddaughter.
She's
something
in
like
the
Who's the
first
vice
scene. They're going
president?
to the party together. They're friends.
Oh, okay. Who is the
Yeah,
vice
yeah, yeah.
president? Do we know?
that. Yeah, it's her grandfather.
I don't know if we see the vice president. Maybe we do. I don't know.
No, you don't see him. They would have had to cast another character, and that was simply not in the
That's
budget.
money.
They were simply not in the budget. We're doing this thing with
But,
minimal
she-
characters, minimal set design, terrible production.
We're spending our budget on Uma Thurman and MSNBC cameos.
Right, and to get Uma Thurman and then just to have her do that Texas accent. Oh, good Lord.
I did like the coming out scene. Before then, I'm like, what is with this mom character? Like, I get that like she's too busy being the president to be a mom, but it definitely felt excessive. But
Also, the dad being
after the
like
coming out
they
scene, I'm like, okay, it's a cute scene. I
Also-
like the mom being all about like, okay, here's the safe sex stuff that I didn't say because I made assumptions back in the day. Like, it was a fun conversation.
Also, the fact
liked it
that,
for that one scene.
the dad is just like, oh, they said your mom and I wouldn't work, and I'm like, what? This is not the
How that
same
works.
thing. What is
Nah.
this line?
Um,
What is this movie?
Well, he had a
Two
Z in
different
his last
stories.
name.
we did talk about that.
What'd
in
you
the
say?
movie, yes,
Said he had a Z in his last name. It shouldn't have worked.
that's what they said in the movie. Yes.
That's what I know. It's a
No,
fun.
I'm for Cameron. Yes, because Cameron maybe watched the movie.
I was gonna
Okay.
say he seems to have a tenuous grasp on a lot of the major, or I wouldn't say the major plot devices, but a lot of some of these minor things seem to have gone over his
Wait.
head a touch.
What?
Cameron,
I mean, you
cares
didn't
to
write
defend
down
yourself?
you didn't write
Go
down
ahead.
the line about corrupting his mind and bulging his pants. That is crucial stuff.
In that same scene about they said me and your mother wouldn't work. I really like the line. Where was it? I wrote down. You're all for talking. Oh no, you're. The grammar. I was like, wait, what happened there? But it's just, I guess, where he's from. You're for all talking to the patron saint of gender neutral bathrooms in Austin.
Yeah, it was
you
terrible.
shits.
What a terrible
That was bad.
line. What a
I
bad
did-
That was
bad
awesome.
line.
That was wild.
I
I,
didn't even-
was like,
No,
okay,
that's not
yeah.
a good line, Justin. That's not
It
a
was
good
awesome.
line. That's
I don't
like
even-
something. That's like something that I would hear, like someone from my political friend group saying, think that they just came up with like a great one-liner, or it
was
would come up
awesome.
from some like right-wing like Christian nationalist that's like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna own the libs. Like, that's the kind of line that was. Like, that's the kind of line that I hear. Is like, that's the kind of stuff that they think like people say. And then there's the people that actually say it, and I go, you're not. No, this is not a good line. This is not funny. You think you're so smart. Oh man, this movie annoys me to so many degrees.
Yeah, it annoyed me too. I'm gonna be honest. I almost didn't finish, fellas, but I had to finish for the pod.
That's what she
I
said.
muscled through it. I knew 15, 20 minutes in, it just wasn't gonna be for me. And I was like, and just like the way it looked, it just didn't look like wasn't even interesting to look at.
We can make a better film.
I'm sure that you can make a better film, Kim. I've seen one of your short films, and it was better. So yeah, you can make a better film.
Appreciate it.
Have we said the main characters' names throughout this whole thing?
I don't remember them. I don't remember them.
Characters.
Oh wait, can we point out that his name is Prince Harry and he looks like somewhat like Prince Harry?
Oh,
He
well, I
looks
just
like
always
Prince
assumed
Harry.
it was supposed to be Prince Harry. In fact, when I first turned it on, I was like, wait, is this a true story? No. I tell you, I go into movies blind, completely blind. I'm not watching
That
the
was
trailer.
awesome.
I don't read what it's about. I just turn it on and let it rip. I had no idea what I was getting into.
I only heard it was the gay, and that's
I didn't
that's the
even
one
hear
line
that.
I got from Ellen, my girlfriend, was like, "It's the gay."
I didn't
It's
even
the
hear
gay.
that. I don't know. I guess it's a pretty absurd way to describe a movie, but I get it.
I mean, it definitely is.
It is the gay, and it's the fun the gay.
Yeah, it's the good guy.
It's the good gay.
Oh, wait, like,
I don't.
the
Is there
happy-
a bad gay? I don't know if there's truly a bad
Oh,
gay.
there was a bad gay in this movie.
Oh, he's right. There was the journalist.
There's reporting.
And
Yes.
the journalist is the bad gay.
The catty, vindictive
Miguel is his
journalist.
name.
Jealousy.
Ding dong.
The jealousy of releasing the story.
The moment that we met him, knowing that this movie was a rom-com, I'm like, oh no, this guy's gonna like do something evil, like out them. I wrote down.
Also,
then-
why is this such a big story? Why is this such a big story?
Because
Also-
for the public,
Yeah.
the first
who
English
cares?
royal being gay. That's firstly that's crazy.
Yeah, but like,
Is that real?
Do you think the royal
No.
family?
well, I
is
mean,
still
being
acting like that,
openly
though?
gay, I think so.
It
If
might
it
not
were
be
allowed,
illegal. It
I
could be.
think so.
But I feel like nowadays, who cares?
I would
That's
hope
another reason why
so.
everyone-
I'm not sure
Jack,
though.
like you're like, who cares? People actually care.
I know. Who are these people? What is wrong with them?
I agree, but
Exactly.
I do think it would be a problem for many people out there. Unfortunately,
There
Yeah,
are
I
don't
so
actually
many
get
people
the
out there.
I don't get the whole allure to the royal family. I know it's a huge thing in across the pond. Plugging the film doesn't matter.
Close enough.
on the split,
Close enough.
say.
No, I know, but I couldn't say
We're
split. I had to
split.
say
Split by
cross.
pond. There you go. Now we got it.
Doesn't matter. I know it's a big deal over there. I don't get the appeal.
Do you know how many Americans are invested in the Royal Crown?
You
Oh, wow.
actually learned about that because in college, one of my roommates was dating a girl whose family was from England, and she was from England originally.
People, Americans are like
These
so
people,
like no one.
they actually care about it, and I'm like, what are we doing here, fellas?
But Americans,
that's-
there are a
it's
good
not for
amount of
me.
Americans that also care.
Not they,
Like
you know, not everything's for everybody. Some people don't like Legos. You know what I mean? It's not for everyone. Everybody's got their thing.
Legos, royal family, same thing.
Half dozen one another.
They're all really
Same
vices
thing.
when you get down to them, or hobbies. I don't know.
Yeah, hobbies can be vices. I can't.
Hobbies can be a vice when they really become an addiction. I don't know how many hobbies you guys have. I have too many. I've been trying to recently over the years. I have been cutting out hobbies, but I still have too many, unfortunately.
About that.
My production company is my hobby.
Yeah. See, you got a nice central focus. I wish. I'm just
And
kind
with
of good at a lot of things and not really good at anything.
I
that's
feel
all
that.
great.
Cameron, do you ever feel like you need more hobbies because you need more places to draw inspiration from in your creative works?
No,
I don't have time. I don't have time. What is time?
You have time. You have time.
Zach, I feel like you underestimate the things that I do in a day.
I think you underestimate what it's going to be when you have a full-time job and then also have a kid. And you can come tell me about how much time you don't have. You are in school, aren't you?
No.
You're out of school. So now you're really free. How many hours a week do you work?
Right now, I'm looking for a job. That's a different story for a different day.
The man doesn't have a job and he's out of time. I can't. I will not. I shall not.
Shan't.
Looking for a job is a lot of work, mind you.
Emails are tough. I get it. We learned that in the film. Emails don't always
And
go
they
the
can
way
be
you
hacked,
want.
and they can be hacked.
But-
It's a topic.
Come on, Cam. I love you, but you've got time.
I wrote down at a point, and this was in the middle of the movie, so I didn't know how it resolved at the end. But I wrote down, if I had a nickel for every time a woman running for president had her campaign messed up by some nothing crazy emails, I'd have 2 nickels.
It wouldn't be a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice.
It's interesting that it happened twice. Yeah, I mean,
This is an insane movie. I don't understand how this movie got greenlit. I really don't.
It's an
They
interesting movie
rushed it.
also
I think
how like
they
it
just
feels
rushed to prep.
Disney Channel movie a little bit early on, but then like the saucy language just randomly comes up at times. You're like, whoa, right? I guess this movie does that too. On top of the
I
Disney
also
Channel
this is a
dialogue.
really stupid detail. In the intro sequence, they show polo, but they show baseball, and yet there's no baseball in this movie, and that's the real crime.
They show baseball.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, Jack, you didn't remember that? You didn't remember seeing that? You are mute, by the way.
I knew. So yeah, I knew you were gonna come at me the second it left my mouth, and I'm glad you did. I deserved it.
So don't come at me with that. I didn't.
No,
see
I
this
know.
movie.
I know. I set
Points
myself
for
up.
Sometimes when I
Cameron.
give a general overview of my thoughts of the film, I don't go into details about things in the film. That's how a general overview works.
Expect you not to take a swing.
With the baseball bat.
That's a nice pod, if you were intending that.
Come on.
That's a pretty nice.
Jack's
pod.
always intending. Jack's a very intentional person.
He is.
Yeah, we're having fun. We're having fun. We've actually had a lot more to talk about than we're 50 minutes in.
Dang.
And we haven't really run out of things to say, which I was under the impression like maybe we were gonna kind of fizzle out.
Peter?
Yeah, like kind of fizzle out.
This is why when you were like I have a lot to say about Red, White, and Royal Blue, I was like, no, you're coming for this episode, not for Elio.
Yeah, it actually was better because I ended up my buddy came into town who I haven't seen in a while last night. I got to hang out with him, and I would have had to go to the movie, so it did end up working out.
What is worse, Boys in the Boats or this?
This.
I was more engaged during this.
Valid. I was also
Boys in the
more
Boat, I'm like,
engaged.
yeah, you know.
You know what?
It's
I think
happening.
this Red, White, Royal Blue was
I'll
just
remember
like
this a lot better.
This was just so like Boys in the Boat was boring. This was not boring. This was like not great.
I was bored. I was very bored. I was running the fridge a good bit. I was smashing Coors Lights during this movie. I was like, I gotta keep drinking. Also, while we're on the subject of Boys in the Boat, unsolicited at Zachary's, shout out West Long Branch. Last week, the woman sitting at the bar, unsolicited, said we were talking about movies that we've seen. She says, "Oh my God, I saw a movie last week. It was so good, Boys in the Boat." And so me being the nice guy that I am, I talked to her about it a good bit, and I pretended like I liked the film.
You should have
and I went
censored
over
the
all the things
podcast.
that I did like about it, and I was like, "Oh yeah, this was so good," and it was.
You should have censored the podcast, Zach.
And this and that and the other thing, and I was like, "Wow, I'm like a really nice guy."
You know, only the really nice guys go, man, I'm a really nice guy.
I know it. Tell me about it.
Hence is the best.
Oh, man.
Well, yeah, no, I gassed her up. I was like, oh, yeah, that movie was so sick. Like, I was like, the shots on the water were so good. She's like, oh, I just, like, needed to know who was going to win. I was like, oh, yeah, heart was pumping.
Did she really say that?
Hitler is
I
awesome.
swear to God. And this was like, so she had 4 kids, 3 girls, 1 boy. The boy's a deadbeat, dropped out of school, didn't finish high school, didn't get his GED, and now he's asking her for money all the time. I was like, cut that dude off. She's like, I know it. But that's neither here nor there. Now we're drifting.
What does this conversation come to?
I don't know. We started talking about Boys in the Boat.
It's roller coaster
I
ride.
forgot about this sweet lady that I met in West Long Branch last week.
So, good things come in threes, right, Cam? So
Sure.
Here's a little issue I had. I thought we were going somewhere with this. Do you notice that fireworks come up twice in the movie? Once towards the beginning, once right around the middle, maybe a little earlier than the middle.
Then don't come. Wait, don't they come in at the end?
And both times fireworks come up, those are the first 2 pivotal points in these two's relationship. One is the fireworks going up. They think
that's when they make out.
They learn in the closet and they have their first emotional talk. The second one is fireworks going off at the New Year's party, and that's when they share their first kiss. And then no more fireworks.
So do you want a fireworks at the end when they win the election?
Yeah, great, perfect. So
when they go into the house.
That's a nice little bow on it. I don't need the rule of threes in which the third is elevating, but at least tie it up. It'll be nice.
Big oversight. It's a big oversight.
I also love
honestly.
They really should have consulted with us for this film. We could have really.
This stuff
Everyone could have brought their
consulted with
individual
anyone.
expertise.
This is not the studio's finest.
Well, I mean, it's a Amazon Prime movie straight to TV.
Yeah.
You can only expect so much. When I found out, because I'm watching it, and again, I didn't know. I was like, maybe it was in theaters. I don't know. But then like you see how it looks like a Hallmark movie, and I was like, oh no, this is a straight to TV film.
You mean
this is going to be 2 really bad hours for me.
It was 2 hours. That felt a lot.
It was like 2 hours and 2 minutes, dude. It was.
It's not that. It's only a 2-hour film. It's not that long of a film.
What are you talking about?
As in,
2 hours.
Yeah, there are longer films that we've watched.
Well, yeah, they're good.
They're good.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. This film shouldn't
You can
feel
be
as long
long
as it
if
does.
it's good. You can't be a long.
But Jack, that's what I'm saying. Jack, I'm agreeing with you.
Thank you. So I should get a point for that.
I'm saying. Do you want a point, Jack?
I mean, if you're just
Is
giving
that what you want? Guys, do you agree to give Jack a point?
I agree that me, Jack, and Anthony could all get a point.
Oh, I don't get a point?
All right.
Well, you can't give yourself
Justin
a
and
point.
Anthony both get a point. I get 2 because I had one first.
Okay.
Fair's fair.
That's math.
Fair's fair.
I love that I don't get a point to this.
Because I was already getting a point, and then we all got 3 points.
Justin has 25 points at the moment.
Right, I have
like
4.
And I've slowed down in terms of points, and I feel like
we've all slowed down in points. But you know what time it is, Justin? You know what time it is? It's time to rate that
movie.
We will never be in sync for that because of our internet connections.
And because we don't try.
That's
really
true.
on that
I
end.
like how Justin just like so monotone was like, yeah, we don't try. No, it's not.
We
okay.
don't.
I wouldn't say we don't
I
try.
give
We
it
don't
a
try.
3 out of 5, a 6 out of 10.
You just gave it a 6 out of 10. This movie?
Yeah.
You would say it's better than
maybe
the
a
average
5 out of
movie
10.
that you experience?
5 out of 10.
It's about your average movie experience.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with whatever
5 out of
10.
5 out of 10.
5 out of 10.
Come on.
I'm gonna go with whatever the inverse of Jack's score is.
2 out of 10. I gave it 1 star in Letterboxd. It is a 20. It is barely a 20. It's closer to an 18.
So that means I give it a 10 out of 2. So we're set to go.
So that's a 5.
No.
Yeah, it's a 5.
It's a 500%.
2 plus 2 is 4.
So we got
1
3
minus
fives and a
1, that's
2.
3. That's math.
3 5s and a 2. Yeah, this is, I think, got to be the worst reviewed movie in pod history, no?
Definitely not. You were not there for the Minecraft
it's not.
movie.
Minecraft
Actually, but I probably gave Minecraft like a 10,000 or something.
I would rather watch Minecraft than this.
No,
I
no,
haven't
you
seen
wouldn't.
Minecraft.
Jack,
so
you would not. You would rather not.
I will go hate watch Minecraft.
I will give Minecraft, especially in the first act, it did have jokes that it had the woman.
Pizzazzes.
What was the woman I like? It was the woman I like.
You lack pizzazz, Cameron?
That's a joke that no one else understands.
Do you like jazz?
That's an Otterson joke, yeah. But who's the woman?
It's also a Cardinal joke.
I don't know. I haven't seen Minecraft. It is on streaming now for free, and I did consider watching it. But I mean, it's definitely so bad that I just don't even know if I'm there yet.
Jennifer Coolidge.
Oh right, Jennifer Coolidge is the one.
I like her part.
Decent part, except for the part when she's not good in this movie.
There's one scene that feels unnecessary that she's in, but otherwise, I quite like her stuff in the movie.
Yeah, I like her too. You know who I'm obsessed with now? Who I've never seen in a movie before till last year, and then she was in Bike Riders. This Jodie Comer character. Are you guys privy to Jodie Comer? She's fantastic. She stole the show in Bike Riders. She was the best part of Bike Riders. She was the only. By the end, she was like what was holding the movie together for me. And then in 28 years later, she's fantastic. Yeah,
I can't wait to see it in 30 minutes.
This lady is a superstar.
Oh.
She is going to get any job she wants because she is incredible.
I was trying to see if I saw her in anything before. I'm like, okay, the one thing that I've seen that she's in is The Rise of Skywalker. Ooh.
What is she
And
like a double or something?
She plays Rey's mother in a
Oh,
in a,
so
in a,
that's like
in
a
a
real
brief shot.
flash scene. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever read that book, by the way? They kind of go into Rey's
The
mom and dad and why they're
No.
I have not. The
It's
moment I
very
saw
good.
Rise of Skywalker, I wanted nothing to do with that ever again. But
All right, well, so same. But if you read the book, not the Rise of Skywalker book, but what's it called? Shadow of the Sith.
mhm.
Fantastic, and it makes the movie a lot more enjoyable.
Okay.
Would recommend. I have
I'm
a copy at the
interested.
house if you want to swing over and borrow it.
Heck yeah. I am interested.
It makes the movie a lot better. I actually rewatched the movie after reading the book and was like, oh wow, it's better.
Maybe next year we'll do a Star Wars
good.
movie for me.
It's still not good, but it is better.
It's not.
It makes the Lando stuff make more sense, and
Okay, yeah.
It's-
As opposed to just kind of it being
as
thrown
opposed
in
to
there.
him just being there randomly. I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah. And then him and his dog. Yeah, it's good. Anyway, I
We
digress.
need just a list of all the Capcom films that we've seen. So then when someone makes a comment like, is this the worst thing we've watched for Capcom? I could easily just look at the list instead of looking at the channel and looking at the live tab, but also looking at the video tab. And then for the early episodes, having to look at the little tiny titles. And I'm like, what
Yeah,
movies
it's
did we?
definitely the worst one that I've watched for the pod. I can safely say that.
Minecraft
you know
movie is
what?
not
I
a
think
better
my
film.
least favorites out of all the movies that we've seen was Idiocracy.
You didn't like that?
That was not
I
a
like
great
Idiocracy,
movie. That was
which-
not a great movie.
I mean, I didn't love it, but it's better than
I thought that
this.
was a rough watch.
Is it? I don't know if it's better.
I
don't think it's better.
because Luke Wilson's in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think better. The effects are better.
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 My guy. Anthony's got my back. Knew it.
We did not like this movie. I remember coming into that episode. It was Anthony's pick, and
was
Anthony
my
went,
pick.
"Man, I chose a
I
bad
liked
movie."
it. I mean, it's not my favorite. I think I gave it probably 3 stars, but that's higher than 1 star.
Who, me?
I can't disagree with that. That is
3
how
is bigger
numbers
than
do.
1. That is correct.
Math be mathin'.
Math does be math. And I don't even see how much I gave Idiocracy.
I'm sure you gave it higher than a 2.5, so you gave it.
Mm-hmm.
I gave it a 2.5.
Oh, all right, fair enough.
He hated Idiocracy. You also hated.
I did not like that movie
Idiocracy because of.
It not only made me so depressed, but it also annoyed me on so many levels.
It was supposed to be a spin-off comedy. Like
It's funny. It's a comedy. Yeah.
yeah.
It is not funny. I did not laugh once in that movie.
There's a couple.
Nor did I
funny
really
parts.
laugh once in this movie, but you know.
Well, I never laughed in this movie. Not a one time.
There were characters I could attach myself to kinda in this movie. Idiocracy, I was like, gosh, I don't want to
That's
spend
not true. I
time
laughed
with
at the
any of
Bulge
these
line. I
people.
laughed at the Bulge line. That's not true. I did laugh at the Bulge.
You could say you laughed at
Maybe
it, just
you just
not
like
with
the Bulge
the
line.
intentionality.
Yeah, I don't think I laughed the way they wanted me to laugh. But
Right.
I laughed.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I'm working on a
Good
list
stuff.
of all the
Good
movies
stuff,
that we've
fellas.
seen because I
Can't
like.
wait. So what is our next review? Oceans?
Oceans.
Is that the next one?
I will not be.
Before
here.
we do that, why don't we close out this episode, my friends? Guys, thank you so much for watching.
We can tell them what to look forward
I
to
was
next
plugging it.
episode.
What to look
What's
forward
the
to,
next
but Oceans is coming out before this.
So we should have mentioned it during the
Oh,
Elio
you're gonna have to
episode,
cut
but we
that.
didn't.
You're gonna have to cut that.
Oh no, okay. What is coming out after this one? Do we?
The next episode after this, funny enough, I believe, is Fantastic Four,
Yay!
Oh, that'll be a good one. That'll be
which
a
will
good
be
one.
in person.
Fantastic Four is
Yeah.
not until July 25th.
Fantastic Four is August 3rd. This is July 21st.
This is June. Oh my gosh!
Because we're not. This is 2 episodes from
Yeah.
Elio.
Fellas, we're in shambles over here. This
20th
pre-recording
episode.
has the boys in shambles.
No, it doesn't have just 9 shambles. It's the 2 of you in shambles.
Well,
Grow up.
shambles is shambles.
Shambles is shambles.
Shambles. Guys, thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this episode, and we'll see. I'm Cameron.
I'm Justin, I guess.
I'm Anthony.
I best that out.
Whatever that means.
I'm Jack, but my Christian name is John.
Yay!
And we'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye!